Hello, I'm going to walk through quickly about how we can use Zapier to connect Airmeet and Accredible. Accredible is a company which allows you to create certificates. Quick overview of what Accredible looks like. Inside Accredible, you need to create groups, which essentially is a curriculum or a course that you're running. And you can define certificates and badges that need to be delivered whenever that course is completed. The setup that you'll need to do for Zapier is inside Airmeet dashboard. You would need to order integrations, API keys, and generate a new key for integrating with Zapier. And once that is done, you have a similar process in Accredible where you can get a key. You'll come to this Zapier Zap page and configure the Zap of this connection. The way it works is that you need a trigger on Airmeet, which will feed into Accredible as an action. The trigger that we need to use or that we've used here is attendee joined an event in Airmeet. The action is create credentials in Accredible Certificates. I'll quickly show you what this means and how it needs to be configured. So essentially, whenever someone attends an event and the event is moved to closed state, so the event is now over, we wait for about half an hour and then we fire this trigger. And there's one trigger for every attendee. There's 15 people who attended, all of them individually go through this Zap. And the setup here is attendee join an event, and essentially you just have to select the Airmeet ID. I'll show you that step in a bit, but giving an overview for now. So for every attendee, this will be fired once, and that will go into this action, which is to create a credential in Accredible Certificates. Again, over here, all the primary things that you need to send in are the recipient name and the email, and there's a few other settings which you can play around. What you need to select here is the cohort name, which is essentially the group that you would have created on Accredible. So I actually ran this test today earlier, and for this event, I registered with one user, which is my email plus amy.com, joined the event. Once the event was closed, I received this email certificate, this certificate over in my email, and click on view the certificate. It's a little bit like this. Got my name on Accredible. Looking at the Zap which ran, this is the details page on Zapier for that particular Zap. It ran once about an hour back. This is about, again, half an hour after I entered the event. And it shows us that the data which came in from Airmeet was the name and the email and a few other internal fields. This is time spent in seconds, not used for this particular flow, but could be used elsewhere. And that was fed into Accredible in the second step, where I've added the name and the recipient email. You need to set approve as true. And there's another ID which we can create. The response which we got from Accredible is that the details of badge that I've set and the link for the certificate. In any case, we don't end up using any of this, but if you had a workflow, a next step in your Zapier, you might end up acquiring. I'll quickly show you some variants. I will quickly go over the changes which we can do on this setup. So instead of using the attendee joined, first let's go the attendee joined an event trigger. Over here, first step is to select the connection, Airmeet, the trigger that we want to pick. And this is the step where we would otherwise configure Zapier. And in the setup trigger step, we would select an Airmeet. If it's connected properly, this will show us a list of the Airmeets in our account. Clicking on continue, clicking on test, checks all the boxes. Inside Accredible Certificates, similar step on the event that or the action that we want to pick is create credential. In the setup of this action, this is a drop down which we can select the name of the group that we want the flow to be associated with and the name and the email. These two are required. I think one other field which we need to mention for sure is published credential should be set as true, and the unique customer identifier can be also set as the email we receive in this step. If you go back to this, the Airmeet connection, I will show you quickly the other events that you might want to use based on your needs. So we have a few. There's one which is attendee joined a session. So instead of just at the overall event level, if you want to give certificates at a session level, you can do that. There's something for booth attendance, people who attended a booth. If you want to just have a certificate for that, that's also possible. People who registered for a specific event, this one again can be given to everyone who registers for the event. You can also set it up for people who've asked questions or people who've answered something in a poll. It might be less relevant for the certificate scenario, but it's also available. Pretty much it. Thank you.